I absolutely love squirrels. In fact, as a child, my mom and I would call them Squirrely. So, mom and dad, if you're watching, this is amazing. So, I love watching squirrels climb up trees. They're like aerial acrobats. I love to see them also fully concentrate on their food. And also, I love to watch their tails. They are so bright eyed and bushy tailed, and they're gloriously fun creatures. The thing is that many people who have bird feeders, they don't like squirrels because squirrels tend to hoard food from anywhere. So love them or not so much, they're here to stay. And thank goodness, because I'm not sure if you know this about squirrels, but many times when they are gathering nuts and seeds and acorns and whatnot, they tend to drop some on the way to their, home. And many of these dropped nuts and seeds end up sprouting and growing into trees. So they're actually a very important part of the world's ecosystem, right? And I also, I'm sure you know that squirrels are sometimes called hoarders because they save up for the winters and they try to access as much food and save as much of it as they can in the summer, and will often then bury their food to store them. So then, when food is scarce in the cold months, they retrieve them. The cool thing is, just as how we humans have a GPS, which is Global Positioning System, squirrels have developed the NPS Nut Positioning System to locate where they hide their food, sometimes even under a foot of snow. So when burying a nut, the squirrel breaks the nut shell using his teeth. To establish ownership, the squirrel either licks or rubs his face to establish his scent, and then he's led back to his food when he needs it. So this is a very cool thing, the NPS Nut Positioning System that they have, kind of like our GPS. Anyway, once I started researching, I found so many cool lessons. The things I just said were more like very cool facts that I just wanted to share with you, which I didn't know about. And I've chosen my top 3 lessons to share today, and there may be many more in this series to come. So, my lesson number 1 from squirrels: accentuate your best feature. What I mean by this is that squirrels are some of the cleanest members of the rodent family, if not the cleanest. And I'm not sure if you have ever seen this, but squirrels will groom their thick, bushy tails. It's their best feature. I mean, even for me, when I look at a squirrel, I'm like, wow, that tail is just magnificent. And they need to keep them clean because their tails are very useful. To me, what was cool to learn about was that a squirrel's tail is often the length of their entire body. So it's almost like there's the squirrel and there's the tail. It's almost the exact length. And there are 3 primary functions that the tail uses, the tail serves. One, it provides them important protection from the elements. For example, squirrels use their tails as umbrellas to shelter them from inclement weather, and they wrap their tails around them to feel warm. That's so sweet, right? Squirrels also use their tails as communication devices to warn away predators, called tail flagging. So they're able to signal other squirrels, especially if they're sensing some sort of danger nearby. And finally, the tails serve as important functions with respect to movement, as a counterbalance while squirrels rest on branches, and also as a rudder, so to speak, when they jump between tree limbs, and as a parachute to kind of slow their fall. It's so cool, right? So what is the lesson for humans? I would say flaunt your assets, right? There's no shame in knowing what your best skill or personality trait or best feature is, and accentuating it to boost your self-confidence, to allow it to be the thing that you do focus on. And I also say that in terms of career paths. I think there are a lot of really, really specific personality traits or skill sets that you have, and often people will choose a slightly safer career path because they don't know that they'll make it. And I think that if you have a gift, any sort of gift that really, really is your most strong element, definitely try to use it, in some way or the other. So figure out what that asset is in yourself and flaunt it. Have fun with it, enjoy it, and celebrate it, and use it like the squirrels do their tails. All right, paintings. Now, second lesson that I love about squirrels, they are so courageous, right? Sunny was talking about the squirrels in Boston. Oh my goodness, they are very, very courageous. I also think that they're courageous in their movement because somehow, somewhere, they trust their abilities innately. When I see squirrels, like racing through trees or balancing on a little handrail, I always, I'm hoping that they won't fall. And some of their moves are insane. They seem to really trust their abilities, and they have mastered that ninja jump to the the next branch, which makes me wonder, for us, shouldn't we all be more like squirrels when it comes to our knowledge and our strengths? It is related to the previous point. Often, though, I feel that we, think that we're incompetent or underqualified. We have so much imposter syndrome. And in reality, we know perfectly well that somehow we're just downplaying our abilities, we're dimming our light. So, that's the other thing related to knowing what your asset is. I think building confidence, building courage, and just, attempting that ninja jump today, really, today, being confident that you know what you're doing, you're good at what you're doing, you will land on your feet, you're allowed to take risks, and, you can just go for it. Ninja! All right. And a third lesson that I love from squirrels, taking time to chew things over. There's a cute two-part series to this. Okay. First of all, squirrels have 20 to 22 teeth that never stop growing. In fact, their teeth grow as much as about 1/16th of an inch daily. So to prevent their teeth from growing into their skulls, squirrels must continually chew on tree branches and nut hulls because the quality of their lives depend on it. Squirrels dedicate time to the process of chewing. For them, it's an art as well as a necessity. And these little critters are deliberate and steady in their gnawing habit, and they will chew pretty much on anything. It's not just branches and nuts and things like that, but they also, chew on roof shingles and hoses and bird feeders, you name it. So the first part of this take time to chew things is take care of your teeth. Take care of your body like squirrels do. Now, while this feature of squirrels where they will chew on literally everything, especially in the garden, they'll find things or they'll go into your attic and they'll chew things. While it irritates many homeowners, there is one other really important lesson from squirrel methodology that I think humans could consider, especially when processing information. Are we information gulpers or chewers? I thought this was such a cool point. Do you gulp down information and spit out your decisions very quickly? Or do you take your time? Do you chew on it? Do you take time off to really contemplate, to really introspect? There's a book called Decisive: How to Make Better Choices in Life and Work. And the two psychologists who wrote this book, Chip Heath and Dan Heath, describe the common decision-making errors that many of us make. A lot of times we force an either-or decision where maybe you could widen your options, look at many different, scenarios for this particular decision. Also, many people might only seek information based on their current view, whereas maybe it's a good idea to test our assumptions, right? Or they kind of try to remove any emotion from the decision making and try to be only practical. But you know what? Emotions are very important for human beings. And so sometimes you need to give distance and space and time before making any decision and weigh in with your emotions. And all these things are such interesting ways that I think the squirrel methodology of just continuing to chew reminds us to chew on our information, to chew on our decisions rather than gulping down information and spitting out decisions. Be more like a squirrel. Excellent food for thought, right? Pun intended. Ultimately, great decision making does come down to behaving more like a squirrel. Chew on your information, churn the ideas in your head, try different options out, and don't just chew nuts and trees. Try all sorts of other things. Get experimental. Gnaw on a statue or a plastic flower pot, or flowers in someone's garden. I mean, squirrels are known to do this. And yeah, talk to friends. We're so afraid, I think, of being seen as indecisive that we often commit to things without thinking about them. So, as we breathe today, let us recap, right? I love squirrels. Squirrelies, they're so cute. So, first off, as we breathe, let's remember, let's be like squirrels. Let's flaunt our best attributes and put them to good use in our career, in our lives. Let's figure out what we're really amazing at and follow our joy. Secondly, try out those ninja moves, right? Bring courage and confidence into your life and stop dimming your light. You are not serving anyone by dimming your light. And when in doubt, chew on things more. This will also help you make better, confident, and well-informed decisions. So let's together think of our little furry friends. Maybe take one last breath in all together and exhale anything that's holding us back. We got this. Ninja mode on. And there you have it. Lessons from Squirrels, Part 1. Thank you, Himanshu. I'm glad you liked it, and Shine too. Folks, I am so happy that today is session 85, and I'm really excited we are on track to session 100. It's been such an amazing journey already, and I'm so excited for what's coming up next. I would love for you to share these. Quite a few people have been writing me DMs asking for permission to share. These sessions are out there. They're meant for the public. They're meant for, different people to take whatever it is that they can. I'm doing it because I just love connecting. I love researching these topics. I love thinking about them. They really have kept me grounded. And I also am so grateful for the multiple friendships and beautiful new relationships that have come from this time of sharing together with Keeping It Light, and also the upcoming Keeping It Light circle. So go ahead, hit that share button. You do not have to ask permission, and it's so sweet of you to even ask, but please go ahead. They're absolutely meant to bring some light and cheer into people's lives and to help us all keep it light. And also, if you can, please share the YouTube links with your non-Facebook using buddies. And do take a moment today to visit my YouTube page and hit subscribe. I am planning podcasts and a lot more ideas with an incredible team of 8 women that are working with me for the Keeping It Light Circle. And I really want to grow this and continue connecting so that we can learn and grow together. So please help me to do that. Share and subscribe. I love your feedback. I love your questions. I love all your suggestions and the concepts that you share with me, and the reflection in the time that we have through these sessions. So thank you. This is very precious, and I'm so grateful. All right, everyone. Love, 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 love. I will see you on Friday. And in the meantime, don't forget, be like squirrels. Ciao. Mwah.